felt like it was. Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight, we've discovered a way to watch Teen Titans now.
We have.
So she's gonna finish, finally.
Yay!
So she'll fully understand what the Teen Titans glory.
I'll fully understand why Starfire is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
With her glowing eyes. And her ability to fly.
Yes. Once she got past puberty.
Anyways.
The Outpost.
Yes, The Outpost. Season 1, episode 2. It is called Two Heads Are Better Than One.
I'm trying to figure out where the second head came in here.
I mean, the first episode was called What is the Loneliest Number? And then this one is called Two.
Number.
2 is better than 1. But this is Two Heads Are Better Than One.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be talking about, how she saved her life and that it was the head on the chopping block.
And Garrett, too. His head, maybe.
Well, Garrett's head wasn't the question. It was all Talon or the blonde bimbo.
Her name is Win.
Okay. Win. I can't remember.
Which is the same as the person you also think is a bimbo on Supergirl.
Yeah. At least he's gone. He's going back to Broadway.
Yeah,
stuff,
and they're both on CW.
Yes. Okay. So I just have to think computer geek bimbo and blonde bimbo, and they're the same. Okay. Well, because she.
Two heads are better than none. Sorry.
The none.
Two heads are better than none. My bad. Sorry.
I mean, frankly, one head's better than none. But
So that was my fault. Anyway, Two Heads Are Better Than None is the title of the episode.
So,
I mean, I thought it was good, but I felt like it was kind of more of a filler. Like we got a little bit more information, but I still feel like there could have been more.
Yeah.
And I know that it's only the second episode, and I know that more will get fleshed out as it goes on. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. I felt like the first one was better.
It was. It had more story to it.
So.
It had more character development.
And, I mean, if it continues the way that it did in this episode, it's probably not going to get another season.
Yeah.
And sadly, a lot of summer shows that premiere during the summer don't usually last another season.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, but not always.
Yeah.
It depends on how much people watch them. Right.
I think the premise of the show is good.
Yeah.
I think what they were trying to do this episode was good.
Mm-hmm.
But if they shortened down a lot of stuff, they could have fit more in that would have actually made it more of an episode. When you're reading a book and you get those chapters that are maybe 5 pages long and you felt like it was just so amazing, and then you get the 30-page chapter and you're like, this is so amazing, and then you get another a 15-page chapter and you're like, did I just read?
Right.
This chapter is worthless, it doesn't deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Or, maybe they could have just, shortened it, cut that part out, did this to it, and then put part of the next chapter in, and it would have made a lot more sense for the story.
Right.
Well, that's what this episode was. If you take out half of the guy's speech when he's gonna chop off her head, and if you take out half of them running to go save her, then you're left with a much better story.
I mean, basically, she predicted what was going to happen, and that was exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She was about to get her head cut off on the guillotine, and she's like, no, she won't, because the blonde bimbo's going to come in and say that she saved her life.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, Garrett and the blonde bimbo come in and say, you can't kill her! She saved my life!
It was self-defense! What?
I'm sorry, kitty. I'm sorry.
I
Your
don't.
poor little ears. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know.
I'm trying to sleep here.
And earlier, like, I like the idea of the character of the brewer.
Mm-hmm.
He's such an odd person, and I love that about him.
Yeah, I liked his awkwardness.
He is more than awkward, and I don't know what to call it, but I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he plays it so well. And I love that he worries about her, that he knows about Black Blood, but it literally has no effect on him. He doesn't care one way or the other. Like, I mean, he has an idea about Black Blood. He doesn't fully understand what Black Blood means.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I know you're different, and I've never run into you before, so therefore, you know, like, obviously your race has probably been wiped out.
Right.
You know, so he sees this, and he's very calculating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He just sees...
Brewer?
Yeah, Brewer. Yeah. And he's just like, this is an amazingly nice person.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
even be like, I mean, I totally ship her and Garrett, but, like, I would be like, you know, her and the brewer would be interesting.
Right?
Because he'd be very kind and nice.
Yeah, and he could, you know, fix her wounds in a couple of hours.
I mean, I guess I could say that this episode was just very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing that I felt like was a close call was, like, she almost got beheaded. Like, right at the last second, he threw his sword and it stopped it from coming down.
You know, I didn't say it, but, like, when he walked over there and he was gonna drop I was like, oh my gosh, if they freaking pull a Captain Jack Sparrow on this damn thing. Like, that's what it felt like. You know, especially because of the music they used to arrest her.
Yeah, but I feel like they use that music in a lot of, like, epic battle scenes and, like, epic battles that are, like, fantasy and, like...
Yeah, like swordplay battles.
Yeah, and, like, fantasy-type movies and TV shows.
Because it's more swashbuckling.
Yeah, because that music was used in Merlin, too, I'm sure. So, like, you know, and, like, Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean and all those things. So, I mean, it's common.
Yeah. But I was like... Because you see that move so often.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm like...
I mean,
idiot's gonna throw his sword and
I've
stop
only
it.
seen the first Pirates movie, so I haven't seen the others.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, they never actually went for the guillotine, I don't think. In the pirate movies, they went for hanging instead. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, you know, like, they open the thing and he drops down, the sword is there, and you know, they stand on the sword so they don't hang.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what I was going for when he threw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna do this. And then he does it. I'm like...
Covers his face with his paw. It's so cute.
It is. I'm like, this isn't really realistic, but especially because that thing moves a lot faster than your throw because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
And you can't
That's why I was like, I was so
enough.
scared. Like, I thought it was actually going to come down.
And then the sword is so long that the final rotation scientifically is impossible.
Oh, his sword that he threw?
Yeah, because it's a sword. It's a full-length sword. It's not like a dagger or anything. Yeah. That sucker's long.
Yeah.
You can't make that final rotation and still have it be blocking the guillotine. Like, that's not how the laws of matter work.
Well, in the case of a TV show, it is.
Because you would have
magic.
You would have had to have the sword do this.
It's magic.
And there was no space for that to happen between the hilt and the blade coming down.
Well, it did, because she was saved.
Because it made it look like he just went like that.
And then that guy had the freaking creature come out of his mouth.
Yeah, but, like, remember, when Garrett took the people with the weapons and dropped off, and we were talking about, like, how many outbreaks have we had?
Right.
Like, I knew something was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I expected there to be a bigger outcome to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I expected more than one soldier to get sick.
Yeah.
Like,
there probably were more than one. They just showed him.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just expected more from that. Because they spent a while there, and they built up this character within a couple moments that, yes, this is his sidekick, and he's doing moss from a guy that he gave some liquid to.
Right.
So he's juicing up this guy with liquid so that he can get some moss to snort. And I was like, okay, like, gonna snort some moss there, because it was fuzzy green substance. So I was like, what the hell is that? So I'm choosing to believe that it's moss. But, and then, oh my gosh, he's the one that's sick. Like, you didn't see that one coming.
Right.
And what bothers me is that when Talon is running around, she freaking snorts something too.
She does.
Like she has the same looking kind of container that he had when he put it on his glove to snort the green moss.
Right.
Like, she had the same looking container, put it on her hand and snorted it. But we didn't get a look to see what color it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not I'm sure that the color of the moss really doesn't dictate whether or not you're going to get a glow coming out your mouth. Stargate fans will understand. Why did I say Star Trek? Because we were talking about it earlier.
A globe.
What?
A globe?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because the globe. Yeah. The Stargate
I've
fans
watched
will understand.
enough of Stargate to know what the Goa'uld is.
Yeah. I mean,
I watched all of season 1, and I watched part, into season 2, and I haven't watched any more.
I mean, although technically, if you guys are Stargate fans...
It's 10 seasons, Rochelle.
I know.
Raven.
Yes, I know.
Sorry.
If you guys are Stargate fans, you will know that, yes, the Goa'uld do not enter or exit through the mouth unless the host is dead.
It's so long. It's a good show, but it's long.
Yeah. They exit through, they enter through the back of the neck so that they don't have to see the face of the person they're killing. But still, it looks like a freaking Goa'uld coming out the mouth.
I may go back to it eventually.
The fangs and the...
I mean, considering the fact that when I went to the fan expo and Richard Dean Anderson was there, so many of the fans were Stargate fans and not many were MacGyver fans, and so I felt really out of place.
Well, he probably felt relieved. Instead of
But most of the
Stargate.
questions that were asked to him at the question and answer were Stargate questions.
Well, he probably felt relieved when he's like, oh my gosh, thank God there's not
I didn't
another
ask a
Stargate
MacGyver
fan.
question, but I'm just saying most of the people that asked questions asked Stargate-related questions.
Right. But,
So.
yeah. But yeah, so, I kind of hope that there's more... I can't even remember what they called those creatures. Starts with a P.
Oh, on the Outpost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't call them parasites.
They are like
sense.
parasites, though.
Yeah. I know it started with a P, I'm pretty sure. But they're the ones that have the campfires outside the gate.
Yeah.
I think. Or not. I don't... We don't really know. There's a lot we don't know about this world yet. And it's annoying me.
The way he sleeps, it's like he's putting his arm over his eyes, like, no light.
No light. I know. No.
It's so cute.
No light. No.
I'm sorry. He's just adorable.
He is. But, yeah. And in the first episode, we were told that the only way to kill one was to stab it through his mouth, right?
Mm-hmm. And she even said that in this episode.
She didn't do that, and she killed it.
She didn't stab it through the mouth?
No. He was holding it back, barely able to hold on. She did not have room to come through and do that. She came through the back of the head.
Oh, the back of the head, okay.
And, I mean, we don't know if
it was...
Yeah, but we don't know if it was up here or if it was right here and she stabbed through into the mouth.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly where she stabbed on the head.
But she killed the creature.
But she killed the thing. But it didn't go through the mouth. So I'm, like, left wondering, do they really know how to kill these things?
I don't know.
Or is it just headshots, like zombies? Like,
I mean, I will say that the next episode, based off the promo, looked really good.
it did.
It looked a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot better, but it looked significantly better.
It did. There were
this
some
one.
moments where I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, there were some moments, but for the most part, it looked like it was a little bit more watchable.
Right.
So.
I do think that they need to work on their, I don't even know what you would call it, because I don't do that sort of stuff, but when he was cutting when Brewer was cutting the stitching on her, when Wolf Soder had proposed, like, do more of an effort to make me believe that that's actually skin.
Yeah, I mean, because she's supposed to have black blood, and the actress obviously doesn't really have black blood.
Well, I mean, it's not the blood that made it unrealistic to me. Because, yes, you can make me believe, yes, the woman has black blood.
Right.
But that's because there's a pocket of something that you attached to the skin, you covered it over with makeup, and the actors cut that specific spot, and it leaks out the fluid that's inside. Right. I get it. I know that aspect, because I watched too many behind the scenes of The Walking Dead. But what I don't understand is why you make it look like her entire body is made of leather, because you try to do a close shot of him undoing the stitching and putting the white powder on her, of which he doesn't even cover the entire scar.
Yeah.
The entire wound. Like, he only does part of it and then he stops. And, like, if that's supposed to heal her, you probably want to heal the whole thing.
Right.
Like, not part of it. So that's an issue I had. And also, they made it look like it was, like, I swear, it looked like they took a part of a chap, they cut it, laid it across her stomach, put, like, a gash in it, and sewed it up, put some black ink all over that, and then they tanned it white to match her skin, and then he just went to work on it. Like, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Because, I'm sorry, but when the skin is, like, when the skin is cut like that, it's not fat and, like, flat. You know? Like, the wound did not look real, and neither did the body he was stitching up.
Yeah, it didn't. It looked fake.
So I'm gonna just stop there, because I can continue on with how I felt about that moment for a long time.
Looked fake. I liked him though.
Yes, Brewer is amazing.
Hope we see more of him.
I hope we get his real name.
I think that's just what he is.
Yeah, it's his title. It's what he does.
He's an alchemist, and so he knows a lot about medicines. And
he's not a doctor, but
he's like a healer, basically.
Yeah, and because of his talents with being a brewer, he's able to understand compounds and what the compounds do and how much of it does this and that. So it does make sense that he would be a fairly good, like, healer or alchemist, because, too much of one thing in a beer for someone that you're making special for.
Right.
Like, oh, you look agitated, tired, and this, but you need to stay awake. Okay, let's put all this in here. Too much of it, you'll go overboard. Too little of it, and it'll have no effect. You need just the right amount.
Yeah.
And so, like, the things go hand in hand. And I think it's pretty cool that they were able to recognize that and do that for his character.
Of course. I mean, they're getting some things right.
Yeah. And I think Talon overreacted when she confronted Wolf. I think that they had her overreact in the whole, like, it's the demon and the this and the that and the, well, you do it.
I mean, I legitimately think he's trying to help.
Yeah. But what I found stupid was that she was like, well, you do it, you know? And he's like, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm not a black blood.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I'm not the chosen one. You are.
Right. And she's like, I don't believe you. It's like, you do know he has red blood, right? I mean, there has to be a reason on why everyone
she should have reacted like Emma did. Why was it me that was chosen? I didn't want this.
Right. I mean, she could really...
At least that would have been more realistic.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. At least do a Buffy or something. But
she would have acted it better than Jennifer Morrison.
Yes. Hell yes. Anyone could act it better than Jennifer Morrison. Oh.
Our hatred for Emma runs strong.
It does. And forever. So, there will always be us drawing parallels to this horrible actress.
And other things that the show reminds us of, because it is a sci-fi fantasy type show. Mm-hmm. With knights and swords and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Of course, we find reasons to bring her up in every show we watch.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's more relevant in this show.
It is. But
just like we bring up Nina and Morgana, you know, I mean, we do that all the time.
Yes.
We have somebody who actually watches our Supergirl reviews specifically to hear us talk about her, comparing her to Morgana. Mm-hmm. Like, it's awesome.
Yes. And if you guys are wondering about Morgana, then please go watch Merlin. It's great, except for the final 5 minutes of the final episode.
No, except for season 5 in general.
This is true.
If I were you, I would just stop at season 4 and say that's the ending and just be done with it.
Yep.
But if you're somebody who has to watch a show completely, all of it, then good luck to you. Because I'm like that, and season 5 was not that good.
Yeah.
At all.
I enjoyed it, I just didn't...
I mean, it was alright. It just, I don't know. I felt like... spoils, but I felt like after Guinevere and Arthur got married, like, the last season just was kind of not...
Well, yeah, that's how it always feels when the characters you want together get together.
They could have just ended it at season 4 with them getting married and her becoming queen, and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But they had to have another season.
Yeah.
And it took freaking Merlin all that time to freaking say that he was magical. Like, come on, people! It would have solved a plethora of problems
It would have.
if he had just said that he had magic, but no.
Instead, he lets Arthur feel like he lied to him this entire time.
Exactly, and they became friends. And he felt like his friendship was betrayed because he lied to him about being a sorcerer.
Even though it's just omitting the truth. Not lying.
It's the same thing.
Not when you're not asked.
It's still lying.
This is true.
You're still not telling the truth. Regardless of how you phrase it, it's still not telling the truth.
This is true. But, yeah, so, I mean, if you like The Outpost, definitely check out Merlin.
Yeah. Or just any other show that has similar...
Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah, any other show that's similar. Legend of the Seeker, like Hercules, Xena, like any of that type of stuff.
Definitely check out Xena.
She loves Xena. I honestly have not seen enough of it to say whether I like it or dislike it, because when it was on when I was young, I didn't really watch it that much.
I watched reruns on Sci-Fi.
And reruns.
Reruns.
And I knew about it, and like I would catch clips now and then, but I just never like really sat down and watched it. Right. So if I decide to do that one of these days, I'll give you my opinion. I don't know, sometimes it's just hard for me to get into stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's fun, and it's full of adventure and action and stuff, but, like, I don't know.
It's the stuff in between the adventure and action.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I think that this show has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it does.
And they just need to work on...
I mean, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be because it's a summer premiere, like it's a summer series. So it's probably going to be about 10 episodes, I would assume. Because if it was any more than that, it would cut into the fall shows.
Right.
But, well, not necessarily on CW because those don't start till October. But if it was on another network, it would.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It might be 10 episodes. It might be 13 episodes. I don't really know. A lot of times these are, like, usually 10. So, if that's the case, then hopefully it'll get better as the season progresses.
Yeah.
And maybe get a second season.
Yeah. But what they have to work on, I think, is work on their timing.
Yeah.
Like, you have an hour, use it well, don't just BS us.
Yeah, and the consistency they need to work on too. And being a little bit more unpredictable because people like surprises. People like being surprised and not expecting something to happen in something that they're watching. Yeah. And if everything is predictable and you're like, oh yeah, that's what they're going to do, like it kind of gets boring because you're like, well, you know, this is the same thing as anything. So why don't you make it a little bit more unpredictable and surprising?
Right.
So I think that they could do that a little bit more too.
I think that like if they're gonna make it predictable, then don't make it as predictable. Like put clues in there that people have to figure it out.
Yeah, because
like on the like criminal shows.
Yeah,
you know, like you never really know who it is.
I mean,
but there's clues there. If you followed them, you could figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, even like Merlin, like yeah, there were some times where it was predictable, but for the most part, like you didn't always expect what was going to happen. And so, you know, because there was so much of, like, the whole, you know, forbidden love of them being able to be together and, like, you know, him dying in one of the tournaments that he did or something like that. So you didn't always know what was going to happen.
Right.
And even, like, in other fantasy movies and stuff, like, it's just less predictable because they know how to write them.
Yeah, like how he got the sword originally, it wasn't from the lady, like, the dragon made it.
Right. And that's that story. That's the Merlin story. I think I just like it because they portray Arthur and Gwen differently than most Arthurian legend things do.
Yeah, and I like that they're like, you know...
Yeah, I like...
They're different races.
Right, I like that, and I like the fact that, you know, they actually get to be together and have a true love story. Where
and
most
they kick out Lancelot.
Yeah,
so
where most of the stories about that don't.
Yeah. They keep the Lancelot thing from happening.
I mean, she does stuff with him, but it's not to the point of, like, betrayal.
Right.
I mean, it is kind of, but, like,
they weren't
he
technically together at the moment.
No, but he had proposed to her.
He had by then?
That was, like, season 4. Like, the first time you saw Lancelot, it was, like, season 2, so they were kind of, like, together, but not together because, like, they couldn't be together.
Right.
But in season 4, when Uther died, Arthur could make his own decisions of what he wanted to do, and he wanted to be with Gwen.
Right.
And so, like, Lancelot had come back in that one, and that's kind of like, he was, like, trying to kiss her or do something, and, like, Arthur got upset and like, banished her from Camelot and all that stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, he did forgive her, but, like, it took a few episodes, and that was, like, torture.
Yes, it was.
But anyway.
I remember the waiting for forgiveness.
Yeah, that was, like, 3 episodes in between, and I'm just like...
Yeah, at least you didn't have to wait for it.
No, but I was watching that show weekly, so I technically did have to wait for it. I was watching it like I watch a normal TV show on weekly basis.
That sucks.
Yeah. But anyway, just less predictability.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. It's a fantasy adventure action show.
Mm-hmm.
We want there to be surprises.
Yes.
We don't want everything to be predicted.
No.
That's not how it works with those kinds of stories.
Like, you know how in the preview for next week, my English
You were saying
not
preview and premiere together.
Yeah, my English tonight not good. No bueno. But the preview for next week, you have the guy with the scar on his face, the sheriff or whatever.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, who the hell cares?
Wow, you sounded like Winona there.
Well, I mean,
who the hell cares? I mean,
just get me just give me some whiskey, I'll be good.
I love her snarkiness.
Right. But it seemed, because he told her that, like, you have to, like, sunrise or sundown to leave.
Yeah.
Like, if she does end up leaving, which I'm kind of sure she probably will, Wynn is going to join her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean...
because, I mean, she's her bond now.
Yeah.
So she basically is responsible for her.
And then you know what else is going to happen? The father will finally get wind that Wynn left with Talon, and he's like, that's not good, it's dangerous out there.
It's treasonous!
Garrett.
You must die!
No, he's gonna go, Garrett. Go after him. So Garrett's gonna leave.
And then Garrett's gonna have to make a choice of who he truly wants to be with, Wynn or Talon.
Well, technically he was formally forbidden by her father, and he gave his word that he would not touch her. So...
yeah, but they were making out.
That was after. Like, remember, like, he went into her father's office after he left her room when he said, we can't do this. And then her father was all like, yeah, like, no, if you do that, I will cut off your hands and send you away. You know, like, don't touch my daughter.
they can't be together.
No, and he's like, you have to give me your word. And like,
so he can be with Talon!
Exactly.
Yay!
So, like...
they have better chemistry anyway.
They do, with the looks that he keeps giving her, and I'm just like...
Dude. And I mean, the fact that he did that to save her, he didn't have to throw a sword in there to save her. He didn't have to keep her from getting beheaded, but he did.
Right.
And she saved him from that scary-ass creature.
Yeah.
Coming out of that guy's mouth. Made me think of Alien.
Made me think of Stargate, so...
The Gua'uld. Gua'uld.
Yeah.
It's fun to say. Gua'uld.
It is.
It's a jaw exercise.
Gua'uld.
Gua'uld.
It's an exercise in your ability to pronounce letters differently than they are supposed to be said.
Am I saying it wrong?
No.
Okay.
Gua'uld.
Gua'uld.
That's how it's pronounced slowly. If you're saying it quickly, it's
Gua'uld.
Gua'uld. It's Gua'uld.
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 So.
Yeah.
So the shorthand was like Gould.
But anyway, I mean, Gua'uld, alien, whatever. I mean,
yeah.
It's a creature coming out of somebody, whether it's their chest or their mouth or whatever. It's disgusting.
I wish their eyes lit up. That way you would know if they were infected. Just like they do when the Gould are talking periodically. The eyes would light up. They'd glow.
It's all about the glowing eyes, people.
Yes. And we all know parasites make your eyes glow.
Do they now?
On sci-fi shows.
I mean, that hasn't happened on Star Trek. At least not that I know of. Usually they just act like they're crazy.
Yeah. And then on the strain, it just
they
makes them into,
they get
like,
super
vampire.
angry and they try to kill someone and they act like erratically, I mean.
Oh wow!
Sorry.
We know where her brain is.
Sorry. They act erratically. My English is bad tonight too. okay, they act erratically and they try to like hurt somebody. So then they take them to sick bay and are like, oh, well, I think there's something wrong with you inside. So we're going to keep you in here and make sure that you don't hurt anybody else. Not trying to make fun of Star Trek. I love Star Trek. But I mean, come on. It would have been nice to have some glowing eyes.
Yeah. That way they'd know that they were acting erotically.
Thanks. I mean, they could probably act erotically.
Well, I mean,
maybe their sexual, like, you know, prowess is a little bit more heightened when they have a parasite in their body.
Yeah, just stick one and... Oh, hell.
Hey, I'm milking this because I you know,
yeah.
It's better to just laugh at yourself than to get upset about it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Trip was able to get with...
I haven't seen Enterprise, so...
I'm forgetting her name.
T'Pol.
Yeah. This is probably why T'Pol was all over Trip, because she felt like she could feel something because she was possessed by an erotic
and I mean, she's
thing.
normally doesn't have any emotions, so that made her feel stuff. Just like when the Vulcans experience Ponfar every 7 years, it's their mating ritual. They have emotions and they are very, like, they are seeking out a mate, and yeah.
It's because they're possessed by a Goa'uld.
I mean, if you want to know what I'm talking about and you haven't seen Star Trek Voyager, watch the Blood Fever episode of Star Trek Voyager and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Well,
So yeah, those are some of the things we think that they should work on for the show going forward. Which hopefully it will get better in the next few episodes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Right.
Based off how next week's looks, it looks like it might be a little bit more decent, but we'll see. That's just a promo. It's only like 30 seconds, so.
Yeah, 30 seconds of what... I swear, what I said tonight is what happens next week, guys. Come on.
I mean, we'll review the whole show, but, like, we won't be happy about it.
No.
And we will express our reasonings in detail of why we're not happy about it.
It'll basically be like a Once Upon a Time review.
It'll basically be a reiteration of this review.
Over and over and over and over again.
Over and over and over and over again, with different storylines happening.
Yes.
Because it's a different episode.
So anyways, thanks for watching, and if you guys have made it this far, then you guys get to hear about the rest of the week that we have planned.
We're hoping to I have one episode left of Winona Season 2. I'm hoping to finish it by tomorrow because it's too late now. So I will be done by tomorrow. Hopefully we will get the review of the first 2 seasons up by Thursday or Friday before the 3rd season premieres, but we will definitely have it up before that.
Yes.
And then we will do the Season 3 premiere on Friday at 9 p.m.
And regretfully, Quinn won't be there for the first episode.
Probably not, because she's very busy. But
next week.
We will see her the following week, most likely.
Yes. She's got work, full-time work and full-time school, so if she can't make an episode, then...
That's fine. I even said, I was like, it's not the end of the world, it's just a review. It's not the most important thing ever.
Right.
Like, you know, I've had to skip out on reviews, too, because I have school or I have to get something done for homework or whatever.
Right.
So it's fine.
Same.
As long as somebody else can, like, fill in and get it done, then it's fine.
Exactly.
But, yeah. So we will definitely have that up by either Thursday or Friday afternoon before the review, before the Season 3 premiere.
Yes.
And then Comic-Con is also this coming weekend.
Starts
Thursday, goes till Sunday, so we will try to start getting up some of the stuff for that by maybe Sunday or Monday-ish. Not sure yet, but most of the panels will probably take place on, like, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. So, and like the interviews that they do on like the yacht and the boat and stuff, where like that one guy from TV Line interviews them and stuff like that. So those will probably all happen like Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday will probably just be kind of like starting to kind of, they'll still have stuff, but it'll mostly be like over.
Right.
So if we like do it Sunday evening, and then like most of the videos are up on YouTube, and we can like watch the stuff about it and then kind of put together our videos, we'll do that, or it'll be like early next week. But we will definitely start doing those.
Yeah.
Within like by Sunday or within the next week. So
yes.
because Sunday is the start of a new week. So yeah, by next week we will have those up for you.
Yes, we will.
That's pretty much all we have
Yeah.
going forward right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Until they start releasing season trailers.
yeah, which, I mean, at Comic-Con they might release some of the trailers.
Yeah, but like they'll release a lot more better trailers, more telling.
Well,
trailers.
yeah, of course. Once it gets closer, they will have more clips because they've filmed more episodes. But
which is what I was talking about.
Yeah, but in order to talk at the panel, they have to at least have filmed like 1 or 2 episodes that they can talk about going forward for predictions. Because if the actors don't know what's going to happen in the next season, they can't do a panel.
Yeah.
So they have to at least like have read the script or like know what's going to happen in the first episode so they can talk about it.
Yes. And if you guys were wondering, because the whole my reviewing Doctor Who stuff doesn't usually work out all that well, I will be doing a Comic-Con review for the panel.
Oh, because of the new Doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm at least gonna touch on that if I do season review.
Yeah.
Then I do it. If I don't, then I don't.
And we'll for sure do. I don't know if the Winona cast is going to be at Comic-Con. They might be.
Oh.
Probably. I'm assuming.
I would hope so.
I mean, I'm assuming they will be, but
Right.
season 3's already starting on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So if they are, we'll probably do one for that. We will do Supernatural. We'll do The Flash, Supergirl, Legends, Black Lightning. You know, all the main ones that we already review. And then, did you want to do Charmed as well?
If they're there. I mean, when does Charmed start?
It starts in October, I think.
Okay. Then, yeah, if they're there, then we should probably touch on that.
But definitely, you will definitely have ones of the superhero shows we already do and Supernatural.
Yes.
So, those for sure. And then possibly Winona if the cast is there for that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the main ones you're going to get from us. Because we can't do any more than that, really.
Yeah.
We're already doing like 6.
Yes.
So, plus, when we're going to do like the Comic-Con stuff, plus predictions and, you know, the promos. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the upcoming weeks with all of that.
Yes.
But, yeah.
And we'll also have the Outpost review on the Tuesday. So all those, like, we're not going to get all of those done in one day.
No, we're not. But I mean, we can at least get started on like Sunday. Like if they have specific ones up, like if they have the Flash one out and they have like the Supernatural one out or the Supergirl or something, we'll try to do like knock maybe those 2 or 3 out. And then if there's like others, we'll do those like the next day or the day after that.
Right. Like what I'm saying is just that you'll have like a steady stream of like,
because I mean
videos from us for like 3 days.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know how long those are going to be, but our videos tend to be long anyway. But I mean, since it's highlights, it probably won't be super long, or it will be really long, because if it's highlights and we find stuff we want to talk about, like her talking about a comic story that relates to something that's going to happen in the season, then it might go on for a long time.
Yes.
It just depends. We never know how long our videos are going to be.
Yes. Because of the whole Batwoman situation, there's some new information that came to light on that.
The only time they're short is when I do them by myself.
Yeah.
That's really the only time they're short reviews.
Or when I do them by myself.
Yeah. But yours are still longer than mine even when you do them by yourself.
Yeah.
They're still around 20 minutes or so. Mine are like not even 10 minutes.
Sometimes they're 10 minutes.
Mine are usually like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like 11 or 12, but usually
I think there was one that was 15.
Yeah, they're always under 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're never over that if I do it by myself.
Yeah.
Because I just stick to what I like about the episode or what I don't like about it, and that's it.
Even when I was doing top 5 for Legend of Korra, and it still took me a good 20-25 minutes.
Because you have a lot to say. And sometimes I don't have a lot to say because I watch the episode, but I'm like, okay, well, this has been happening with this character for a long time now. I don't know what to add to this. Like, you know, these are the things I liked about it. These are the things I didn't like about it. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah.
Like with Supernatural, there's 13 seasons worth of crap for me to remember. Okay, I'm not going to remember every single thing that happened to Dean all the way back in season 1 up to now.
You remember more than I do, but...
Like, I remember some things, but I don't remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes time to talk about an episode and I'm just like, oh, well, Dean did this again. This is what he always freaking does. How am I supposed to change or say something different about that?
Yep.
You know, that's why I'm just like, I never know what to say in these reviews. That's why I stopped doing the Supernatural reviews. Because I was
it's the same thing every week.
Because I felt like nobody was getting anything out of it. Because I wasn't getting anything out of it. So why would somebody else get something out of it? You know?
Then I came in and we started talking about a bunch of other things.
Yeah, which is always what happens. But you guys enjoy that because we have 67 subscribers.
Yes. So, like, 67 of you love that we go off topic constantly.
I mean, as long as it relates to kind of relates to what we're talking about, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't, but
even then,
we try to keep it entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
That's the whole premise of what we're doing.
Sometimes it even gets personal.
Yeah, if it's not entertaining and fun and personal, then, you know,
why?
We're not connecting with you.
Exactly.
It's all about connecting and being real. And
It
sometimes, like, you're going to get personal when you're being real with people.
Yep.
So, you know, thank you for watching, and those are the reviews and videos you have to look forward to in the upcoming days and weeks, and yeah.
Yeah. And it's always stay true to yourself, right?
No. It's, until next time, keep fighting for what you believe in.
Yes, there we go.